Hello again, everyone. This is Zombie Kids Rule, and I'm back with another video. I think I'm going to do Grimrock 2 this time, so Legend of Grimrock 2. So my previous video I did Legend of Grimrock 1, and the results of that were it seemed to play fine, even though I believe, if I recall correctly, it's still unknown. Legend of Grimrock 2 is verified according to Valve for the Steam Deck. So it's supposed to play perfectly fine, and from what I've tested so far, it does. This is another game that I've played through. I think I've got everything except maybe 2 of the achievements. So let's see. Let's take a little look-see. One of the things I like about this is when you on the Steam Deck, it shows you as it's booting up what the controls are that you should expect, or at least it does that the majority of the games that I've tested so far. Okay, so we've got the again, this is depending on the different angles of this, it will depend on the lighting, so similar to Grimrock the original, you have new game, load game, custom dungeon editor. So just like in Grimrock 1, you have options, credits, and quit. So you're using the right trackpad to move, you're using the right trigger to select. And again, similar to Grimrock 1, you can change the resolution, you can change the display mode, windowed full screen. There's some other options: rendering, texture, resolution, filtering, shadow quality, a couple audio ones, and then similar to Grimrock, the original Grimrock, enable arrow icons, one-click spell casting. I checked that off for the One X player. I'm sorry, for the Steam Deck. I did enable touchscreen mode, so not sure. I haven't tried it out yet, but I did enable that just in case, and that was pretty much it. The key configuration. Let's see. So move forward, move backward. So sidestep, strafe, left and right. Those are side steps. Turn left and turn right. Rest, show map, swap weapons. Then you can swap between the 4 characters, and then quick saves. So I think I have found all those. I should find all those if this is a verified game. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new game. And again, just like in Grimrock 1, you have the option of changing the difficulty level. Essentially, I think it's easy, normal, and difficult. So easy, normal, hard, sorry. So again, you can change that. You can import. So again, import from an existing save game. So it allows you to use your previous save if you're playing user-created dungeons. So it's not importing from the original Grimrock to Grimrock 2. You can check off a box to create your characters. You can do old school mode, which is again turning off the auto mapping. Iron Man mode. The game can be saved only at healing crystals. Then you can't change that. So their Iron Man mode here is just only being able to save when you find a healing crystal, so you can't save anytime you want. And then it also has an option for single-use crystals, meaning that the healing crystals can only be used once. So that's another limitation, makes it harder to play. I'm going to go ahead and select create characters. It is very similar to the first Grimrock game. So you can rename your character. You can also roll a dice, or basically it looks like a dice, and that just changes the name for you. So they have pre-selected names. Let's just see if I can do Steam X. Yes, it does. Steam X works perfectly fine, so that's good. Again, it shouldn't be verified if it doesn't. The race, you have human, and there's more to that. So let's click on it. You can select human, insectoid, lizard man, minotaur, or ratling. So now there's 5 to choose from. And if you click the dice beside it, it will basically what does it do? It basically randomly will pick for you if you click the dice. And then the class is the same way. You can click on it. You can be an alchemist, a barbarian, a battle mage, farmer. There's a farmer, fighter, knight, rogue, or wizard. So there's more classes than in Grimrock 1. So there's a lot more choices. and you only have 4 characters that you can pick, so obviously you can't be all of them. And then if you click the dice beside the class, it will just randomly change the class for you. You have health and energy, which changes according to your class and probably according to your race as well. You have your attributes: strength, dexterity, vitality, willpower. Just like in the first game, you have your resistances to fire, shock, poison, and cold. Then you have a couple traits you can pick, just like in the original game. But this one lets you, curiously enough, this game lets you, there's dice behind a lot of these, so you can just randomly have it generate it for you. So if you want to just play a completely random party, you can do that. So when you click the dice for traits, it just randomly assigns 2 traits, which may or may not be good, but again, it's kind of like just taking the roll of the dice. There's details like protection, evasion, damage, accuracy, critical, max load, and again, it's nice that when you hover over something, it actually tells you about it. So it does it with the race. It tells you each race. It tells you about the class, about energy, health, about all the attributes, all the resistances, all the details, all the traits. So all of those are hover over. And then you have a whole list of skills, and again, if you hover over them, it pulls up a window that tells you what it is. You have a dice that lets you randomly select. It just randomly picks 2 skills for your person, and again, I mean, that would be an interesting way to play, because you're basically randomly deciding what your race is, what your class is, what your attributes are, what your traits are, what your skills are, and then you have to deal with whatever you get. So that's kind of interesting. Or you can do it manually, obviously. And for this particular character, a Minotaur fighter, I have 2 skills that I can choose from. And this is one of those games, again, where there's only, looks like there's 5 skill levels, I guess, and you only get enough level ups to max out a certain number. So you can't actually max out everything. And that's how you create a character, and you can essentially create 4, right? So 4 characters. And as far as the portraits go, let's see. Yeah, so when you click on the portrait, you have a variety of actual portraits to choose from. You have a lot more than in Grimrock 1. And then portrait type. Let's see, we have standard and custom. So you can actually upload, just like in Grimrock 1, you can upload apparently portraits or pictures that you want to use. And it would, of course, the pictures are going to depend on what you pick. So Minotaurs, there's like 8 different choices for Minotaurs. And let's see, what's this guy? So let's make him something different. Let's see, Insectoid. So the Insectoids, there's like 8 portraits for them. Let's see, Lizard Man, there's 8 for Lizard Man. And then Minotaur Ratling, so there probably should be, there's more than that, there's 10 for Ratling. And then I think the humans had the most. Let's see, humans had so humans had more than 12, actually. You can scroll down. So so the humans had 4, 12, 13, 14 of them. So that's interesting. Plus you could add your own portraits as well. So that's how you create characters. So it's very simple, very quick, not as detailed as some games, but it does allow you to refine the characters that you want. The Steam X button seems to work good, and I like the fact that you can just randomly set a name, so that again, if you did have a problem with the Steam X button, you'd still get around it. So we're going to go back to the main menu, because don't need to create a whole party. We're not going to do any of those other options. We'll just start the game. And this is a pretty fun game. Maybe I will try to get the last 2 achievements on the Steam Deck. I think the last 2 achievements are ones where you can only save like a very few small amount of time. And one of my problems is I don't have enough time to sit and play for 5-6 hours before I use one of my saves. So those two achievements, if I remember right, it's either 1 or 2, are just, they're hard to get unless you can sit and really devote a lot of time to doing it. Let's see. So we've got the trackpad, we've got the right click so far. Should be loading up. Oh, here we go. It's slowly kicking in. So we're just going to skip past this fancy feature. You start in a cage. You basically wash up on shore. And if I recall correctly, let's see. So the joystick moves. So left is a turn, right is a turn, up is a move forward, back is a move backwards. Whoops! Wow, that was interesting. So right D-pad, it actually loaded. That's interesting. I don't think I would like that. I think I would have to try to change that on my controller configuration. I don't think I like the click the D-pad by mistake and all of a sudden you're loading your game. Let's see. Come on, catch back up. Yep. Don't like that at all. I'm not going to interrupt that. There we go. Let's try it again. Alright, so we're going to resume. Yep, there we go. Okay, well, let's not do that anymore. So like the first Grimrock, you've got your 4 characters. You've got your motion things here, but you don't have to use them. You left click. No, you don't. You right click this time, or right trigger, I should say. You right trigger to attack. And in order to get out of here, you have to have something. So I'm going to pick up this branch. I'm going to give it to him, and then when I right trigger, it's going to attack. So you have your on-screen hint, which doesn't help you because it's about your keyboard and stuff. But you can use your your joystick, right? And then let's see if the left trigger sidesteps. No, it does not. Left button sleeps. Right button doesn't do anything. Okay, so let's see. X pulls up your third character, so it pulls up this guy down here. Y pulls up this character. B pulls up this character, and then A pulls up this lower character. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So Y is the upper left, B is the upper right, A is the lower right, and X is the lower left. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Just like Grimrock 1, it's structured a little differently, but you've got your inventory automatically. You've got your body that you can put your armor on and your weapons. It shows you who you are, your experience, your food, your health, your energy, your protection, your evasion, and then there's another sleep option up here, plus a couple other options. I think this says menu. Yeah, that says menu. So we'll get out of there. So you can quick pull up your party members. So let's see. I'm a little afraid to press this D-pad. So the D-pad doesn't seem to do anything except that right D-pad. That was kind of weird. I'm going to push the... Okay, so the R3 pulled up the same as the B. The L3 pulled up the same as the Y. And then... Oh, that's interesting. So the R4 button on the back sidesteps right, and the R4 on the... the L4 on the back steps left. So that's interesting. So the L4 and R4 are your side steps, whereas, and then in this one, unlike Grimrock 1, you attack with the left trigger. Okay, all right, and then you can move your pointer with the trackpad. This trackpad doesn't do anything. So all right, so we're just going to move around here. You pick things up by right trigger, yes. And then you put it where you want it to go. I'm going to give it to him so he can throw it. Just like in Grimrock 1, when I used the joystick, it does have a tendency when I'm doing singular movements to to turn and move, so which is not always what I want it to do. You know, so that's probably just me needing to get used to the controls. Knock these things down, doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But as you noticed, you can just hold the joystick and it moves continuously instead of you know, one square at a time. You can just move continuously like that. So that's pretty good. And yeah, so these controllers would take me a little bit to get used to. I'm used to, you know, playing keyboard. So let's see, sidestep. There we go. Interesting. So all right, so that's pretty good. And then yeah, I'd have to get used to. I mean, technically, I wouldn't have to remap these, but it would definitely require me to get more used to the controls. So push that, pick it up, give it to them, and then if you click on them, you can just pick up, you right trigger and drag it to their portrait, and right click again to drop it, and that equips it. Again, you can use your quick buttons to minimize the window for your characters, right? So you can, when you want to look at them, click there. All right, and so this seems to play perfectly fine. The visibility is good. Meaning the graphics are good. I can see what I'm doing. That's a good weapon. So I'm going to click there, and then I'll change with him. And like I said, the little track, the joystick would, I'd have to play around with it a little bit to use it. I'm not very. It does a few things I don't want it to do. Oh yeah, this dude. This is what I mean by kiting. Ah! 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 See, I'm not. I gotta get used to these controls. There we go. Yeah, this would take me a little bit to get used to the controls from what I'm used to playing. This gives you some food so you can actually eat it. But yeah. So that's combat. You can, you know, obviously you got. I'm pretty sure you have to find spells to use, because you have to like click the different. Whoa! Wow! I learned a new spell. I thought you had to find spells to figure them out, but apparently not. So I clicked on just there's this little triangle here, and that was a fireball. That's interesting. And let's see if there's another thing. If I click on this thing, that's a fizzle. If I click on that, it's a fizzle. Maybe you have to draw it. Oh yeah, you do draw. And then you think. So as I recall, you do need to kind of find like formulas or whatever you want to call them, little hints that tell you what the how to cast spells. But other than that, so this game seems to play perfectly fine. You can activate your characters. You can move. You can sidestep using the L and R4. You can sleep. Oh, there's the map. So this button up here pulls up your map. Let's see if you can draw on it, or you can type on it. Let's see. So click there, Steam X. Yep. So you can make notes on your map. So that's good. You can place icons too as you wish. So okay, so you've got the, let's see, what was rest? Rest was the L. No, rest was, yeah, there we go. So the left button was rest automatically. Right button wasn't anything. So that's pretty much the controls right there. You might want to possibly reconfigure them if you're used to, maybe if you get used to using the Grimrock 1 controls and you like those better. I think if I remember right, the left and the right buttons were the side steps in that game. But other than that, it looks like it plays perfectly fine. Graphics good. You can see stuff. You can see what you're doing. You can read things. So yeah, this seems playable, and I've played through the entire game before on my computer. So my laptop. So I'll probably play through it again. And like I said, maybe I'll try to get the last achievement if I can get comfortable with these controls, because combat is live, so if you're messing up, you'll get killed. All right, well, listen, I hope that helps, folks. I'm going to go ahead and put that, whoops, no, I'm not, sorry, I was in the game, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back. I did not mean, I don't know what happened. So there you go. That's interesting. So I will definitely have to check that out, because in this game, one of the achievements you have to get is you can only save a certain amount of time. So if you can actually just put the Steam Deck to sleep inside the game without it shutting off, that might be a way to get around the my game is getting interrupted, but I can't afford to make a save to get that achievement. So that's very interesting. So I might play around with that later. So let's see. We'll go back here. I'm not saving. And we're just going to go to the main menu. Yes, I don't care. And that's pretty much it for Grimrock 2. As always, if these videos are helpful, please like, subscribe, get notifications, leave comments. I try to respond to every comment that I get. If these are games that you happen to like too, like I said, leave a comment. I'm kind of going through some of my games that I like the most, and then I'll also go through other ones just to see if they work. Probably stay away from maybe the verified games, other than the ones I really like, just to see some of the other ones like the unknown, to see how they work and stuff like that. So anyway, again, I hope this helps. I'm going to go ahead and put this to sleep. And thank you for watching, folks. I'll get some more videos out when I can, with the equipment that I have. And as always, I keep watching to see if there is a better way of recording these videos, but I haven't found one yet. So thank you very much, folks. Thank you for watching. Hope this helped, and have a great day. Talk to you all later.